This is Chicago's very own WGN Saturday Morning News.
Breaking bread to bridge divides. Our next guest shared a meal with complete strangers in every state. And she shared what she gained from the experience in her new book coming out. It's called Table for 51, Lessons Learned from Sharing Meals Across America.
Author Sherry Lee joins us now. Thank you for coming in. And let's talk about this because there seems to be, we're just talking about TikTok.
Yes.
A lot of people scroll and scroll and scroll, and that's one way to be social, but also we're losing kind of the interpersonal skills.
Absolutely. And, you know, I traveled across the U.S. in 2023 now, or no, 2024, all the years are going together. And I shared a meal with someone in every state. There's something magical that happens when you sit across the table and share food with somebody. You know, it's since the beginning of time, sharing food has meant safety, survival, and belonging.
So these are people from different ages, different races, different social. How did you go about deciding who you would share a meal with?
Yeah, so first they were all women. And first I had to find the women before I planned my travel. And you're right, from 20s to 60s, races, economic levels, political beliefs, religious beliefs. And so I got 27 on my own. And they were people like my web designer, lives in Indiana, never met her before. She was one of mine. And interesting, you know, we sat down and I said, have you ever shared a meal with an Asian person? She said, no. I said, well, I've never shared a meal with somebody from Indiana. So we had all these great moments like that.
What did you learn through all of these 51 meals?
You know, so I was looking for connection, and what I really found was it was our differences that made people so unique and interesting. So these all started out mainly as strangers. They ended up not just being my friends, but my teachers.
You have a really interesting backstory. You were born in South Korea, abandoned and found in a cardboard box.
Yes.
And you were adopted by Japanese-American intern camp survivors. Did you think does it go all the way back to that, looking for connection or a sense of belonging?
Yes, and this is where Chicago fits into this. So I dedicated this project to my dad, my adopted father, who was interned during World War II. And so I grew up with this belief that we weren't welcome across the U.S. And so part of this project is I want to personally rewrite that belief. And my dad, after the internment camps, moved to the Chicago area with a lot of Japanese Americans who believed that this area was a lot more welcoming than the West Coast at the time. Graduate of University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. So it's really great to start this this project and talking about it here in Chicago.
Sherry, one thing that we have now learned about social media is that it can be siloed. The algorithms go to what we already want usually, and how do we break out of that, and how do you kind of restart your interpersonal skills and maybe with people that we don't necessarily always agree with?
Yeah, well, you know, so you talked about my abandonment. So literally this box I was found in, I flipped it to make it a symbolic table. And so my encouragement to people are just simply reach out to somebody and ask them to share a meal with you, because it unlocks, you know, ancient and powerful things like oxytocin, our bonding hormones release. Dopamine and serotonin lifts our moods. Our mirror neurons kick in when we sit across the table with somebody and share food. I mean, it's magical. So what I would suggest is reach out to your neighbor, your coworker, maybe a long-lost friend, and simply ask them to share a meal with you.
All right.
We should have had some food for this segment. Next time.
All right. Sherry Lee, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Table for 51 is available on Amazon and on her website, imperfectlyperfectlife.com. Hey, Tim.